Hello everyone, myself Nilesh Lakshini, and today's date is 9 Feb 2022. Today's my Viva video topic is SS modifier. SS modifier is a very important concept in Java. Okay, so let's see what is that. What is SS modifier. So SS modifier in Java is a specific accessibility accessibility or scope of the field of method and constructor or class. Okay, we can change the access level of field as a constructor, method and class by applying the access modifier on it. Okay, so basically there are four types of access modifier. Okay, first one is private, second one is default, third one is protected, and fourth one is public. Okay, so let's see one by one. First one is private. So in private, the access level of private modifier is only within the class. It cannot be accessed from outside of the class. Okay, so these are the private. Second one is default. Okay, so default is a access level of default modifier is only within the package. It cannot be accessed the outside of the package. If you do not specify any access level, it will be default. Okay, so these are the default. Third one is protected. In protected, the access level of protected modifier is within the package and outside the package through the child class. If you do not make the child class, it cannot be accessed from the outside of the package. Okay, so these are the important in protect. Next, package. After package, protected, next one is public. Okay, so in public, the access level of public modifier is everywhere, but it cannot be accessed from within the class. Okay, so the outside of the class, within the package, and outside of the package. Okay, so this is the package. These are the public. Okay, so there are many non-access modifier in such as static, abstract, synchronize, native, volatile, transition, etc. So we are going. Okay, so these are this is the modifier only. Okay, so now next one is next one is private. Okay, so in private, the private is the access modifier is accessible only within the class. Okay, so simple let's see this. Let's take one example of simple private access modifier. In this class, we have created two class. A and simple. Okay, so A class contain private data member and private method. We are accessing the private member from the outside of the class, so there is compile time error. Okay, next one is default. Okay, so in default, if you don't use any modifier, it is treated as a default. By default, the default modifier is accessible only within the package, but it cannot be accessed outside of the package. Okay, so when we provide the more accessibility, private, but it is more restricted than the protected and public. Okay, so next, suppose the example of let's take an example of default access modifier. We create two package, the class 1 and class 1. We are access in a class A from the outside of the package. So since the class A is not public, so it cannot be accessed any outside of the package. Okay, so this is the example of default. Next one is protected. Okay, so in protected, the access modifier is accessible within the package and outside of the package, but throughout the inheritance only. Okay, so the protected access modifier can be applied on the data member, method and constructor. So it can be applied only classes. Okay, so this is all about access modifier. Thank you.